Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I bring you this look right here, which is a very nice, light, easy, summery glam look using only drugstore products. So everything on my face right now you can find at the drugstore. Super affordable. I love the way that it turned out. I hope you all do as well. Now let's get right into this video. All right, so let's get this look started. I'm gonna start off with the brows, and for that I am taking my CoverGirl, what is this called? The Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. This one is in the shade Soft Brown. I really like it because it's like a nice waxy consistency. It's not too creamy, so it's not just gonna glide on and then like wipe off. It's nice, it's waxy, it's long lasting, and soft brown seems to be a perfect color for my brows. I also really like this pencil because it gives you kind of like a natural, it gives your brows a natural look. See how it's not like too deep and it's not too intense. And so it just, you know, deepens them a little bit, shapes them up, and you're good to go. All right, next let's move on to the eyes. I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer in order to prep the eyes before applying my eyeshadows. I'm gonna take, this one is the Instant Age Rewind from Maybelline. This is in the shade Sand Sable. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this and I'm gonna place it on the back of my hand because I really hate using this applicator. And I'm also gonna clean up under the eyes with this. So just a little bit, since this is gonna be more of a glam look. All right, so I'm gonna take some of the concealer with my flat definer brush. This one is the E15 from Sigma Beauty, and just run it along underneath the brows. I like this brush to clean up underneath the brows because it makes it very easy since it's nice and pretty long and flat. You just have to run it throughout the bottom of the brow, and it just kind of does the work for you. All right, just like that. And then I'm gonna bring it down using the brush. So not only is the concealer helping clean up underneath the brows, but then when you drag it down and place it all over the lid, it's also going to serve as kind of like a nice base for your eyeshadows. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the concealer with my finger and just finish applying it all over the lid. And this step for me, like, I have to do, it's pretty crucial, especially when I'm going to be working with like browns, like beige colors on the eyes, which I do plan on doing today, because as you can see, the pigment on my eye is already naturally that color. And if I apply anything on top of the eye, it's just gonna be really hard to see. It's gonna be pointless essentially, you know, unless I do this step. All right, next we're gonna set the eyes. I'm gonna take my Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder from Maybelline. This one's in the shade Light Medium. I grab a little bit of that powder with my tapered highlighter brush. This one's the F35 from Sigma Beauty, because we don't want the concealer to settle into the natural creasing on our eyelids. All right, so for the eyes, I'm going to be working with the Nudes of New York palette from Maybelline. It has really nice, warm toned neutrals that you can use on a regular basis. Like, this is kind of like an everyday, nice everyday palette. All right, so I'm going to start off with Creator, and I'm grabbing that using my tapered blending brush. This one is the E40 from Sigma. And I'm going to take this and just run it here along the crease. This will be a nice warm transition shade. And it's just like a nice, like everyday kind of a shade, you know? See how easy was that? All right, so next from the palette, I'm taking Dreamer with my finger, just like that. And I'm gonna be running it here along the inner 2/3 of the eye. All right, just like that. And then I'm gonna grab my Sigma blending brush. This one is the E25. I'm gonna grab Creator once again, just to deepen the outer corner just a little bit, just to define it a little bit more, because the shimmer kind of overpowers it a little bit. But I like how they're both really, really light, very, very neutral, and they really complement one another, like that. All right, so next I'm gonna add just a nice little wing to this look. I'm using my Physicians Formula Eye Booster eyeliner. This one's in the shade Ultra Black. All right, one down. Wish me luck on the left side. All right, so after eyeliner, let's move on to mascara. I grabbed this recently. This is the Falsies Lash Lift Mascara from Maybelline, and I've not yet used it. So let's test it out together and see what this looks like on the eyes. All right, the wand looks like that. Promising. It looks very promising. Let's apply it on the lashes and see what it does, if anything. All right, so not bad, right? Not bad. I still prefer the L'Oreal Paradise Mascara, but I don't have one right now. So that's why I decided to try something new. And yeah, this is not bad, but if I was gonna grab a drugstore mascara, it would be the Lash Paradise one, for sure. All right, now let's move on to the face. To start off, I'm going to use my Master Prime Primer from Maybelline. This one is the Blur Plus Pore Minimizer, because they do have a few different types of primers. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and apply it here along the sides of my nose. For corrector, I'm gonna take my Maybelline Master Camo Corrector. This one's in the shade Apricot. So just taking a little bit of that and correcting the under eye darkness here. I'm gonna blend it out using my damp makeup sponge here, my damp beauty blender, because I don't want a ton of it underneath the eyes. All right, moving on with foundation. Today I'm gonna be using my Revlon Candid foundation. This one has a very natural finish, very lightweight. I really like it for an everyday, which is why I decided to use it for today's video. So I'm gonna take my flat Kabuki Air brush. This one's the F80 Air from Sigma. I really like the coverage on this because it's nice and light. It's medium coverage, but you can build it up. I actually really like medium coverage. I prefer it in my foundations over like full coverage, but it's nice to have the option. I've been breaking out so much lately. I'm so stressed out. Who else is stressed out in 2020? Pretty much everyone, right? All right, next, concealer. I'm going to be using my Instant Age Rewind, but I do have to mix up two different shades. I've yet to find like my perfect one shade. So I end up having to mix up golden and sand beige, or yeah, sand sable, because as you all saw on the lid, I used sand sable by itself. It's definitely too light, and golden by itself is definitely too deep for me, but together I make it work. I really like this concealer. So I'm going to take a little bit of golden, which looks like that, and a little bit of the sand sable, which looks like that, just mixing them together in order to try to get a better concealer shade. That's a lot better. And I'm going to grab it with my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. This is definitely my go-to tool when it comes to applying concealers or blending them out. And just like that, dark circles are gone. All right, next, in order to set the under eye area, I'm taking my Physicians Formula Mineral Face Powder. This one is in the shade Buff Beige. And I'm gonna grab it with my tapered highlighter brush, the F35. Just taking some of that and setting everything in place. I also run this powder like down the sides of my nose and down my smile line. All right, so now let's go back to the eyes. I'm gonna grab Creator with my pencil brush. This one's the E30 from Sigma Beauty. Just taking some of that and running it along the lower lash line. I always add color underneath my eyes just because I feel like it completes the look. It makes everything look a lot more flattering rather than just having, I mean, you can have it just without anything. As you can see here, it looks perfectly fine, but I personally feel like it adds that little extra something whenever you do add eyeshadow to the under eye area, to the lower lash line. All right, and then I'm going to take Originator, which is this one right here, this beautiful like pearl shade or pearly shimmer. I'm gonna grab that with my pencil brush and I'm gonna pop this here along the inner corner and I'm gonna drag it under the eye as well, like that. All right, and of course, going back with mascara along the lower lashes. All right, so now let's add some color to the face. I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. And I'm gonna grab this with the new Contour Blush Airbrush from Sigma. This one is the F53. Just taking some of this, like that, and running it here in order to warm up the face. Bringing it all the way up to the temple area. All right, next for blush, I'm going with my Milani Baked Blush. This one is in the shade Luminoso. Look how pretty that is. I love this blush. I used to use it all the time, and honestly, I kind of forgot about it. It got kind of buried behind other blushes, but I saw it today and I figured, you know what? It's time. It's time she comes back because I really loved the way that she looks. So I'm taking that with the same contour blush brush and just applying it here along the cheeks and blending it in to my bronzer. All right, next for highlighter, I'm gonna take the Cooling Glow Stick from CoverGirl. This one's in the shade So Guilty. I don't wanna apply it directly on to the cheeks because I've already applied like powder on top of that. And I find that it looks really nice when applied with a damp makeup sponge. So just applying it here onto the high points of the cheek. You see that? It's really nice, really subtle. It gives you that really beautiful, dewy glow. And I'm also gonna take a little bit of it and just run it down the bridge of the nose. All right, last but not least, the lips. And for that, I'm using the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick. And this is their coffee edition, or this is a shade from their coffee edition. This one is in Chai Genius, which I've been wearing with pretty much everything, just because I feel like this shade goes with pretty much anything, like any look. See, very neutral. You can use it with a lot of different eye looks. I love it. All right, so that completes today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you enjoyed this simple, easy drugstore summer glam and that you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you all. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.